Now, Mr. Wood, it was you that saw the object first, right?
Yes, sir, it was. But Gus here seen it right after me.
Sure did.
Now, please describe what you saw and what happened.
Well, we was coming back from the lake one afternoon last year. And as we was driving down the road, I seen it out in the field. At first, I didn't know what it was. But as I'm getting closer, what the heck are you doing? Stop pushing me. I seen it out in the field. And at first, I didn't know what it was. But as we got closer, I could tell it was just hanging from the sky, like it was floating in midair.
Well, what did the object look like?
Well, it was like a rope or something, like a rope dangling from the sky.
It was some sort of line anyways.
What happened next?
Well, I pulled over right about here, and we both jumped out of the truck so we could get a better look at it. And that's when it started to happen.
See, there was all these cows and calves out here that day, and
then this old cow and her calf started moving toward it, as if they's being pushed. But they kept struggling. But no matter how much they struggled, they just kept being pushed toward it. And then it touched them. I ain't never heard a scream like that from any kind of animal, wild or domestic, hurt or scared. And as soon as it touched them, they was gone.
Gone.
Gone. No longer there. Both of them, cow and calf.
But then it wasn't but a minute, but that little one come back again, all covered in this kind of green slimy stuff.
Now, did the cow come back too?
Nope, just the calf.
What happened to the rope?
It disappeared. It just, as soon as that little one come back.
So what did you do then?
Well, we jumped back in the truck and hightailed it over to the sheriff's office to tell him what we seen.
And?
Well, just like everybody else, he thought we was crazy.
Told us not to go around spreading unbelievable rumors and drawing unwanted attention to the area.
Gonna look like a bunch of horses' asses. That's right, a bunch of horses' asses.
But heck, if it hadn't been for them other folks disappearing, nobody would have heard our story.
Say, is there gonna be any money in this here documentary you fellas is making? Because if there is, me and Gus should get some, don't you think?
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Eric Holmes. I used to be the sheriff of Lake County. I'm retired now.
You were still the sheriff last December,
Yes,
when your office received a missing persons report for Bill Howard and Hank Miller, is that right?
that's right.
So you think the families and the neighbors are lying about what they saw? They're just making all this up?
Hell, I don't know what they seen. But if they seen what they said they seen, well, then they must have been smoking something.
Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Mort Silverman.
I'm Helen Miller.
I'd like to say something before we go any further. I realize that there are some of you that are going to see this film and not believe anything that we have to say. Well, do that at your own peril. Because whatever took my husband is still out there. And none of us are safe from it.
And you, ma'am, you're Millie Howard, the wife of Bill Howard, one of the missing men?
Yes.
Well, on the morning of the incident, I went over to Bill's house to pick him up for a fishing trip. We're going up to Pine Lake.
You'll be here in a minute, I hope. Sure hope the fish are biting by the time we get there.
Hey, Bill.
I'm not sure. A rope ladder we had when we were kids. Where's it from? I don't know that either. It's the damnedest thing. You know, I can't figure out what's holding that thing up.
I don't know what this thing is. I don't know where it's from. I just know it's really creeping me out.
Look, it's okay. It's okay. Calm down. There's one way to find out. Okay? One way. You stay right here. I'll be right.
Go up there, Bill. You can't go up there. You don't know what's holding that.
Aren't you a little bit curious?
Yes, I am, but I'm not curious enough to go climb on something I never seen.
Stay here. I'm gonna go check it out. It's okay. What's that?
Bill?
Bill? Bill?
What's going on? Where's Bill?
There.
There.
No.
What is that thing? Bill!
No, don't go up there. You.
I saw my whole life disappear that morning.
Well, what happened next?
That's when Hank came over. Hank came running over from next door when he heard all the commotion.
What's going on here?
Harry!
Right. I couldn't breathe. Hank? Hank?
All right. It's gonna be all right. Go now. Go. Millie, would it be okay if I came in the house and checked? Nothing's working. Everything's been cut off. Helen says it's the same at our place.
What? What's cut off?
Everything. Nothing works. Phone, the electricity, even the water. None of it works. I don't know. I mean, how can any of this be? Hey, what's that for? What do you think? Hey, listen, we don't know what's up there. Listen, let's call the sheriff. Something's pushing us! What do you see, Hank? What's up there? It's too bright to see anything! There's something!
And a few minutes later, the sheriff showed up and...
And?
And nothing. Nothing. They called us liars. Fakes.
Unfortunately, the police never found any evidence to back up your story.
I no longer have a husband. Is that proof enough for you?
Well, they seem to be treating this as a standard missing persons case.
Well, they're never gonna find him where they're looking.
I don't think we've got enough here to go with. All we've got is what they say happened. There's nothing to back it up.
Whatever took my husband is still out there. And none of us are safe from it.
Like I said, they're either dead or they're out there somewhere. Those are really the only two options, aren't they? Oh, the rest of this hocus pocus stuff is just a load of crap.